Well, this is an exciting day because we're really showing the economic impact of Our Lady of the Lake both now and 20 years from now. And we're looking at the fact that it's $1 billion impactor on the state today, and it's going to be more than a $2 billion impactor on the state in 20 years. They support more than 8,000 jobs statewide right now, and that's going to grow dramatically over the last 20 years. And employment's very important right now with the economy going down and the fact that so many jobs were lost. Our Lady of the Lake is one of the few places that's been adding workers over the last several years. Healthcare is a growing industry, and that a big academic medical center, which is what the vision is for Our Lady of the Lake, really takes people way beyond just getting health care. It brings in fresh dollars. It's going to grow the economy. There's going to be more industries that come in because of the lake's growth. Right now, it's the largest healthcare system in the Baton Rouge area, but with the growth that they're going to have over the next 20 years, it's going to be about the same size as the healthcare systems in New Orleans and in Shreveport, the other two big academic places. So this really puts Our Lady of the Lake in a very small company of large employers and large healthcare systems. At this stage, there's probably 100 other hospitals in America that have about $1 billion in economic impact. And that's a small number, 100. When you consider there's 5,500 hospitals in America, they're one of the top 100 in size. But as they grow, I think in the next 20 years, they're going to go way beyond that. And the vision is to become one of the top 50 healthcare markets by 2030.
Our goal is to add some additional capacity to our current hospital for our patients that we expect to see in the next coming years. A lot of it has to do with our relationship with our LSU Cooperative Endeavor Agreement, as well as getting us prepared for healthcare reform. So for the last year, we've been working on how we do that thoughtfully and prudently, and making sure that we look at the value for our long-term financial investment. We've had a great plan to preview with you in anticipation of our groundbreaking of our new Heart and Vascular Tower, which is slated for May 24th. And we are equally, if not more, excited about what it will mean for our community over the next 10 to 20 years. I was just talking to Paul Rainier from Channel 9 in the back, and recognizing that Our Lady of the Lake moved from the downtown location to its current location about 30 years ago, 1979. And we have not had what I call a legacy building really built since that period. So we're going to introduce our new legacy building through the Heart and Vascular Tower. Of course, we're always focused on patient safety and quality, and this next evolution of what we're doing within Our Lady of the Lake takes us further down that path. So if you can imagine in the year 2030, what's the headlines within the Advocate? So Baton Rouge is going to be ranked a top 50 healthcare city in the United States. And that's what we're moving down that path. And moving down that path not only within the construct of Our Lady of the Lake, but through a lot of our partners that we have, through Pennington Biomedical Research and the opportunities that they see within the growth. Also within our relationship we have with Women's Hospital. There's also a lot of activity, as most of you are fully aware, between the Baton Rouge General and Tulane. So the whole healthcare sector is really evolving and changing very rapidly within our community. And that's part of what Paul's going to talk about in a little bit. We can't just look at what is needed in the next couple of years, but really the next couple of decades and beyond. So we'll talk in a few minutes about some of the other communities that are already reaping the benefits of a mature medical destination. And Paul will walk you through what he sees in terms of potential. So looking to the future is what drives our plan. So we have to consider not only the physical structure, but also what is emerging technology and best practices in clinical care. We also want to ensure that we have the best environment for teaching. Our Lady of the Lake got into medical education post-Katrina. We currently have about 40 residents that are through the halls and through the walkways of Our Lady of the Lake today. And with our LSU relationship, that will probably grow over 150 over the next 5 years. So within our collaboration with LSU and the growing clinical programs of our own internal Our Lady of the Lake College, we currently have students of about 2,000, and they continue to grow and looking at additional programs and developments that they're doing within the college. So we now have really what we've defined as our master facility plan, which is really the next 20 years to 30 years of what the new campus of Our Lady of the Lake could look like. And through this new evolving campus, you'll see a lot of changes to make sure we have identifiable space for the college, also to making sure that we have things related to traffic, new medical education buildings, new medical complexes to house our physicians, a lot of exciting things that are happening. The most dramatic addition to our campus will be this new 9-story Heart and Vascular Tower that will be added to the most southern border of our campus directly on Essen Lane. The technology and design of this new tower continues the Lake's legacy for leading-edge, high-quality health care. Already, we perform more open heart procedures right here than anywhere else in the state, so focusing on this expertise means the best for patients across our regions and across the state. So physicians and our bedside clinicians played a big part in the design of our new campus, ensuring that its new features would improve patient care and safety across all areas. Here are some pictures of what we call our mock-up rooms. And our mock-up rooms were actually designed and built within the construct of Our Lady of the Lake, and really has been working hand in hand with both our physicians and all of our clinicians to making sure that we design these state-of-the-art rooms very well and very much purposely looking at quality and patient safety. So the beds that are part of the new tower are called universal beds, which means that this design allows care to change in one setting for the patient instead of the patient having moved to one floor to another floor. This is a new and more advanced way to care for patients. And universal beds lead to better patient safety, more family interaction, improved access and security, and high overall quality of care. We'll also have included in our new tower redesigned cath labs, and majority of our intensive care units will relocate to the new tower. It's really been 30 years since the Lake has reinvested into new intensive care units, which is really where the most complex, intense patients reside. So the collaborative between the Lake and LSU and the state calls for us to increase our overall campus capacity over time, and this new tower begins that process, ultimately allowing for an additional 100 beds over time. So moving heart and ICU patients to this new tower then will allow us to increase capacity in the existing hospital for surgical patients, orthopedic patients, our neurosciences, respiratory, and our medical patients. Rather than dividing our service pie into more slices, we are enlarging the size of the pie overall. I know we have a lot of people very much interested in what's happening within the world of pediatrics. Today, the Lake treats between 90 to 95% of all children in our 96-bed hospital within a hospital. So we are confident the capacity for peds is accounted for, and of course, it's no secret of our goal for a freestanding children's hospital, which would free up even more current space for additional future capacity. However, those plans are not final yet, and that would take some time down the road before that will become a reality for our dream. So great attention has been given to our visitor experiences, such as campus wayfinding, waiting areas. We now offer room service to all of our patients. We have a new interactive TV system that's just been installed, and the new construction will include all of the same amenities. We are committed to our everyday excellence, always putting our patients and guests at the heart of all what we do. The new plan also calls for our Level 1 Trauma Center, which means patients can receive life-saving care for the most critical cases right here. Today in Louisiana, there are only Level 1 trauma centers in New Orleans and also in Shreveport, and our elected officials and economic development colleagues are often asked why Baton Rouge does not offer this proven deliverable when it comes to community safety and community confidence. Up to now, there's been mainly one reason: access to physicians. The collaboration between us and LSU brings together the right components that make sustainable operations financially and also physically possible. Everyone is contributing to the significant community resource. Level 1 trauma centers across the United States have dedicated resources such as 24/7 surgeons, which currently we provide today at Our Lady of the Lake, but also have to have anesthesia 24/7 in-house, and the intention is to minimize the time from an accident or a disaster to the injured patient being in an operating room. Time, often referred to as the golden hour, actually saves many lives. So our Level 1 Trauma Center also requires research and education component, which is absolutely in alignment with the teaching mission of LSU and the training of new physicians. We will take our current ER space and reconfigure it and enlarge it to the size of almost 2 football fields. The helipad is designed to accommodate 2 helicopters, even 2 Black Hawk helicopters. We learned the need of this type of capacity during Katrina and the subsequent years. Our emergency room will be able to have capacity in excess of 120,000 visits. Today, we're approximately about 90 to 92,000 visits within our current emergency room. During the design of the new campus, the LSU faculty and leadership have been partners at the table, making sure our new campus meets the needs of teaching hospital would provide for students with the resources they need to succeed and to be at the best. So the new classrooms and auditoriums and this new medical education building have been included in the new, not only in the new tower, but also within this medical education building. This building is 35,000 square feet. It will include simulation labs and traditional space for individual research, small group teaching, as well as the major teaching lecture halls. The building is in its final design phase and groundbreaking will occur in early 2012. Academic medical centers are where the latest technology is deployed and the freshest learning is happening on the newest techniques. It's where cutting-edge medicine is practiced so patients get the most current protocols for care. These next few slides are just some of the examples of what we consider to be our future benchmark facilities. One is in Birmingham, Alabama. This is University of Alabama, UAB. It's the 4th in Southeast for NIH research funding. Funding creates jobs, attracts top-level doctors, and provides economic benefits. It is the only Level 1 certified trauma center in Alabama, and Paul is going to talk a little bit more about really how Birmingham has retooled itself really from the days of steel to really being a true medical economic hub really through the course of Alabama. Next one is in Nashville, Tennessee at Vanderbilt Medical Center. It's the Southeast Major Teaching Hospital. It's one of 19 hospitals recognized in the U.S. News and World Report in its honor roll for high ranking in multiple specialties. It is the magnet facility, very similar to what we have at Our Lady of the Lake, and has been one of the top hospitals by Leapfrog and also the Everest Award, recognizing excellence and also performance. They also serve about 1 million clinic visits within the Nashville area and about 50,000 discharges throughout. So over time, we have seen more activity on Essen Lane, an indicator of a growing community, a thriving business, and an emergency medical corridor. These are all signs of a strengthening economy. Recognizing the importance of addressing the issues, we commissioned a traffic study still to yet to be worked with the Department of Transportation to really work on traffic flow. I talked to Sister Magdalene. She told me this morning that it looks like we're going to get 3 lanes both direction on Essen Lane. She reads our material religiously and realizes that we are working very closely with DOTD and city officials to exactly do what Sister Magdalene thinks we are already going to accomplish. And she has always had the foresight of the future, so I know that we're going to see a lot of changes within the Essen corridor. But we are working very closely with DOTD, and they have been working very closely with city officials to make sure that when we come online with this new Heart and Vascular Tower, we'll make sure traffic is addressed early and not after the fact. In addition to all the great things happening on the campus on Essen Lane, we're also equally excited to bring the lake footprint to the community just east of us within Livingston Parish. What a warm welcome they have extended to us, and our construction is already underway. We broke ground in January on Our Lady of the Lake Livingston, which is a 140,000 square foot medical complex. This medical complex will include a freestanding emergency room, outpatient services such as lab, imaging, CT, ultrasound, X-ray, and MRI. We'll also have many opportunities for our physicians to house different physician offices, including many specialists. This will be open in the summer of 2012. So I'm very excited to present what the future of the lake is going to look like over the next 3 to 5 years, but it's also important for us to understand what is the impact that we have through the community. Louisiana Economic Development, through Secretary Morey, commissioned a study by the McKinsey Company, what they call the Blue Ocean Strategy. And this Blue Ocean strategy was released a little bit over a year ago. And under that study, it really looked at those defining opportunities we have within the state of Louisiana for new economic growth. And through that economic growth, they identified medical destination as one of those opportunities. And it actually referenced Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. That was the first indication that we have something here that has yet to be really done within the state of Louisiana. LSU in Shreveport and LSU in New Orleans provide a great avenue for teaching and education. We really now are beginning to look at what that opportunity could look like within Baton Rouge.
Long term, this provides a great opportunity to have one large healthcare system take on all of these other things that need to be done, like level 1 trauma, better care, better service, and the ability to create a lot of jobs. So if I'm sitting at home right now, this might be the place that creates a job for my kids or my grandkids, and that's very important.